It's 1984, and earlier in the year, the hit song "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" has come out. But now, an album that sort of defines Wham was about to come out. Make it big. Now, this is an excellent album. As I did with the Faith album, I'm going to go through track by track, review each song, and highlight some of my favourites from the album. Let me put it back in the box. So the first track on the album is "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," and it's a pop song. It's an excellent pop song. I mean, most of your rock and stuff is a pop song, but I wouldn't describe it as typical 80s pop. Neither would I describe "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" as typical 80s pop, because if you think 80s pop, I tend to think of synths, but I mean, obviously this has synths on it, but the acoustic, the reason I like Wham so much is that they blended acoustic with synth perfectly, so you don't really think about the synths being there as a sort of glaring 80s artifact, you know, something that shows that it's from then. So that's why I like that so much. So wait a minute before we go. Excellent. I love the jitterbug opening. It's just a fun song, this one. So on to the next track, "Everything She Wants." Now, I do prefer the 12-inch remix of it, which came out on the final album, which I'll do in my sort of Wham review video, which will be coming up next year, or possibly at the end of the month. We'll see. And I do prefer the 12-inch edit, the 12-inch remix, but I like the album version all the same. This was a B-side to "Last Christmas" when it eventually came out. It was a B-side, but actually it was a double A-side. They released it as a double A-side single, so you could buy "Everything She Wants" and "Last Christmas" as a sort of double whammy. But yeah, the opening drum beats are sort of haunting, and then the sort of hostile synths almost are great, and the perspective of the song is from the man who's unhappy with his marriage, which is different grounds to the other Wham songs that have come out in the past. I guess "Young Guns" is sort of set before this, so I guess it has sort of been touched before, but not so directly. So yeah, this song, excellent. "Everything She Wants." I mean, it is a classic. It's a really fun. It's a good song, and especially the 12-inch remix of it, as I keep saying, is really iconic for Wham. And it's a great dance number, especially that version. The song famously opened 3 Wham shows. One tour and 2 concerts. Well, 3 concerts, I guess. You had Wham America, that opened that. Then you had the Wham shows at Brixton Academy, which were warm-up acts for the final, which also opened with the drum beats started, and then they came on for a big sort of dance number which launched into the song, which was a really excellent way to open those concerts, because it was one that everyone knew, and you hear in those rubbish amateur videos everyone singing along, which is great. And then the track after this in the album is "Heartbeat," possibly my favourite from the album. "Freedom" is in there though, so we'll see. But "Heartbeat," oh, it's such a beautiful song. I love the piano of this. It's a tragic almost song, but it's a great song all the same. And for an album track, it's a really well done album track. In fact, all the songs on here are really good, but "Heartbeat" especially is a great one. Then we move on to a nice sort of somber number to close the side with "Like a Baby." Now, if you flip the album over, another sort of somber track, "Chaos Whisper," was the last song on that side. So it's a nice lineup with songs. You know, with the sides almost match each other if you think about it. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. The song itself is a nice one. The sort of 1.5 minute long instrumental at the beginning is great, and it's a good setup for the song. And then you get into the nice lyrics of the song as well. The lyrics for all these songs are great. So yeah, "Like a Baby," it's a great song. And the the delivery of the vocals, the high notes and everything is great. Then we move on to side B of the album, beginning with Freedom, my absolute favourite song of all time. It's a really beautiful song. The instrumentation on it is so beautiful. The background, the instrumentals, is a very Motown feel to it. The horns and everything, and the really lovely harmonies in it are really great. It's a Stone Cold classic, and it's a really brilliant song to have. Then we move on to a cover of the Isley Brothers song "If You Were There." It's a lovely cover, actually. It was a great song to start off with, but then you've got this. It's a really lovely cover. All of the Wham covers are excellent. You know, this one, and then Where Did Your Heart Go, I believe, are the only two. But yeah, they're great covers. And this one, it's a lovely song. I mean, it is basically just him singing the song, but it's a lovely way to put it together, and it's a nice uplifting song to listen to. Then we move on to Credit Card Baby, which is it's quite a funny song, actually. I like the lyrics to it, and it's quite Motown-y, this one as well, but it's got a nice sort of swing beat to it, which is especially nice for the song. But then we lead into probably one of the most famous songs of all time, and possibly one of the best selling, Careless Whisper. Now this come out earlier in the year as a solo record for George in the UK. In America it was Wham featuring George Michael, so we have the differences there. But it's an excellent song. The saxophone line is instantly recognisable, and it's so sad. The lyrics of the song, and also that sax line, it's got a sort of sadness. Obviously, it's just a classic. It's a classic song, and it's lovely to have it included on the album. The album has the extended. Both albums actually that this is on have the extended 12-inch remix of it on the vinyl copies. On the CD copies, Make It Big does have the 12-inch extended version. However, the final, I believe, doesn't. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it does. Check on streaming services. 25, the compilation album, only has the single version, the 7-inch single version, for all the songs on that, I believe. On 25, it only has the 7-inch versions. I believe that's true. It's definitely true for Careless Whisper and Last Christmas, but I could be wrong about some of the other songs on there. But yeah, Careless Whisper, it has the 12-inch extended, which is the sort of synth opening, which then leads into the saxophone. But yeah, it's an excellent song, and it's just madness with the vocals, how good it is. But yeah, it's an excellent song. Careless Whisper, absolute classic. So there we are. That's my review of Make It Big. Probably the best Wham album, unless you count the final, I guess, because that's a compilation. But also Music from the Edge of Heaven is great, but I don't have the vinyl copy of that because it didn't come out in the UK, so it's quite expensive to get over here. But yeah, I'll see if I can get that at some point. Now the next video is going to be a top 5 best Christmas songs, and obviously that's going to be coming out on Christmas Day, so I hope you enjoy the video then, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.